Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we actually got some surprise patch notes in Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone, including some very interesting new meta updates and weapon changes that directly affect the close range meta in a pretty significant way. So we got a handful of things to go through and break down, starting first with our Tuesday, March 19th patch notes on the multiplayer and zombies side of things. Quick reminder, as we are going through all this today, if you are new to the channel, every single day I got you covered with news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns, everything like that is here on a daily basis, so feel free to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all of that. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and drop a like on it. It's always really appreciated. But as far as the global updates go, so this applies to multiplayer and zombies and Warzone alike, they improved visibility through the glass of the Aegis Imperials Riot Shield blueprint, or Aegis Imperials, I don't know. The Riot Shield blueprint now has better visibility, though. There has also been that weird thing going on as of late that players have pointed out, where if you are using a Riot Shield and you're looking through it, sometimes it actually hurts your frames. Like players on PC have tested, you have a certain amount of frames with the Riot Shield on your back, and then you pull it out, and when you look through it, the frames decrease. Something to take note of if you're a Riot Shield player. They also resolved graphical corruption on the hands of the Battle Sister operator skin. So just a couple of different store updates there with the visuals. For multiplayer, with UI and UX updates here. For some bug fixes, in the quick play filter menu, the maps widget will now only display maps available in the selected mode, so you won't see any maps that aren't applicable to whatever you're playing. The operator unlock challenges will now properly display the requirements. So if you're going to try and unlock operators, if you still have some that you haven't unlocked yet, you'll see the full requirements listed more clearly now. Removed locked and unobtainable Modern Warfare 2 calling cards from the customization menu, small one there. Completing a weekly challenge will no longer display an empty splash notification where it just pops up with like an orange thing and doesn't actually say anything. In private match, the HUD will no longer disappear during the escort phase of Operation Tin Man, another pretty small one. For modes, for Juggermosh, which is, if you haven't tried this out, this mode's kind of crazy. It's like Gears of War meets Call of Duty. It's third-person jug suits. Honestly, it's chaos and it's pretty fun, I won't lie. Juggernauts are no longer immune to the following tactical equipment: stuns, flashes, or shock sticks. So if you were throwing those before, you had those, they just weren't working. Addressed an exploit that allowed players to equip custom loadouts. I can see how that would be a problem. And entering water will no longer cause the player's weapon to lose functionality. So just mainly quality of life updates there, making sure the game runs smoothly and there's nothing weird going on depending on whatever map you're on at any given moment. They also updated some weapons specifically for multiplayer with the Soul Render Melee. Players will no longer experience a delay after throwing equipment or swapping it to the Soul Render. So another minor one there, all things considered. And then for zombies, just a couple of things here. They addressed an issue where players could encounter an error message when viewing their containment levels from their player card. Nothing crazy, just a little annoying pop-up there, but nice to see that's fixed. Also added in various crash and stability fixes. This is the new copy and paste of Warzone 2's patch notes last year. Every single time we get patch notes for zombies, there's a note saying they addressed crashing and stability, which is good because crashing in zombies is the worst. You lose your entire inventory. It's just trash. So nice to see that they're always updating that. I wish they were more specific though. Which crashes did they address here? Which stability problems did they address here? But for now, that's what we got there. Let's jump over to the Warzone side of things. Now here we got some very interesting weapon updates, so they're jumping right into that. So for SMGs on the Ram 9, the near to mid damage was decreased to 24, down from 27. So that mid-range now, or that near to mid-range area, you're gonna be a little bit weaker across the board with the Ram 9. Now it still has really good damage outputs, especially if you're getting headshots, but that is going to be a noticeable nerf to its damage in the close range. So definitely something to take note of there. They also decreased the general mid damage by 2 as well. It's now 22, down from 24. So that close to mid-range TTK with the Ram 9 is going to be a little bit worse now. Definitely very important in the grand scheme of things, that close range meta where previously the Ram and the HRM and the AMR9 were all so close to one another. This is going to make an impact on the overall TTKs there. So the Ram 9 not nearly as good as it was before. The HMR 9 also got a nerf here, although it's not nearly as severe. The max damage range was decreased by about 1.5 meters or so. It's now going to be 11.3 meters instead of 12.95. That's still a pretty generous first damage range for an SMG. It's still incredibly good there, and if you're using a certain barrel or a certain muzzle, you can also extend that damage range, even ammo types, to sort of gain that back. So that one's not as severe of a nerf in my opinion. opinion, the HRM is still going to be a top option, a top go-to there. I think the Ram 9 will be as well, but it's definitely not going to kill as quick as it was before this update, obviously. And then with the Soul Render, they also updated it here. Players no longer experience a delay after throwing equipment or swapping over to the Soul Render there. They also made some gameplay updates here, and this is actually a pretty positive one that I'm sure plenty of players will be very happy with. In the Gulag, they have completely disabled the night vision Gulag. So that was just one of those random ones that could spawn whenever. Sometimes you get the cash drop, sometimes you get the fully loaded weapons, sometimes you got night vision Gulag where it was pretty hard to see enemies and it was very obvious where you were because the lasers, but they've also gone through and updated that. Laser attachments have been removed and replaced in Gulag loadouts. There has been like really non-stop complaints about the laser attachments since they added them to Gulag loadouts. It just is a dead giveaway. You couldn't go anywhere in the Gulag without giving off your position, essentially. You had to pre-aim angles very, very specifically if you didn't want your laser shining past and the other player being able to see, okay, clearly he's looking at me from this direction. I just have to play around that. So really glad they've gone through and updated that because that was definitely a really obnoxious thing about the Gulags this past season or so. So definitely a W update there. We also have some bug fixes here. They fixed an issue causing the final elimination cam slow motion effect to persist after getting the final elimination with a vehicle, so it was just a buggy kill cam. They also fixed an issue on Fortune's Keep that allowed unmanned vehicles to remain attached to the research vessel and would eliminate players that came into contact with them. So if you happen to interact with one of those vehicles on the research vessel, it was not going to be a good time for you. Definitely an annoying bug there, but that's now since been updated and fixed there. So those conclude the patch notes. We also do have a few minor updates to some content coming with Operation Day Zero as well. So yesterday, actually, Call of Duty did preview Operation Day Zero. Not too much more than the information that we already knew, but they did specify with some of the rewards. Obviously, this is a new big event happening with the launch of Warzone Mobile later on this week. And with this, there's going to be a handful of free rewards that you can get just by playing the game and participating in the event itself. However, there is going to be community rewards and also individual rewards, and I wanted to point that out real quick. As far as earning event points goes, you get these event points, you're going to be able to get the rewards in game, and you do this by playing Warzone Mobile specifically and just doing very basic things: opening supply boxes, eliminating players, completing contracts, using streaks, getting headshots, purchasing items from the buy stations. So there's also going to be Day Zero zones as well. As the event goes on, the next zone will activate as the community reaches certain event point milestones. So it's like a full-on community-based event that everyone's going to get rewards for, and these are the community rewards. We're going to have a large decal, we're going to have an animated calling card, an emblem, an X12 blueprint, an M4 blueprint, then also this golden phantom ghost operator skin that's a black and gold condemned skin. Everyone's going to get those as the community completes these zones. So even if you're not necessarily playing Warzone Mobile, you could end up getting these since everyone's going to have these unlocked when you go through and we clear these zones together. So it'll be community based, but then the individual rewards as well, you'll be able to get a bunch of different stuff here: different emblems, calling cards, stickers, weapon blueprints for the combat knife, another X12 blueprint, another M4 blueprint, another ghost operator skin as well. So you'll be able to earn those individually, but you can only earn these by playing Warzone Mobile. Whereas while they are all cross progression and crossover ones, the community rewards will be available even if you're not actively playing Warzone Mobile throughout the Operation Day Zero event. So just a few other details explained there, I guess you could say. But yeah, that being said, that is going to wrap things up for this one. That's everything that changed in the new surprise weapon update and a handful of info on Operation Day Zero. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.